So a lot of seniors talk about disrespect, and I have too. There's been many instances where I've seen it many times. But I have to defend the younger people at this point. I really do. Somebody put out a video, I forget who it was. I remember, it's a friend of mine. And I said, I'm going to do this because I don't know where you're at, but I'm treated totally differently. I will tell you, I rarely open my own door. Young men and women, mainly men, all age men, always open my door. Unless there's nobody there, if there's somebody there, they always open the door for me. I've been very respected in that manner. I do get offers even when I buy this. Oh, the wind's blowing and my hair is a mess, sorry. I even get, when I buy my ice, they offer to carry it to the car for me. Not yet. They can carry it later on. Maybe at 80. I might not be able to lift that 8-pound bag, but right now I can lift 8 pounds. So, I've been treated very well by, I think, by most people. You know, there's been instances where there's been a lot of disrespect. That's when I'm camping or, you know, different. But in my day-to-day life, not so much. I've seen it improve in the grocery store. I've also seen where people, if they say something like you butted in line, they get beat up too. That's kind of scary. They want you to live in fear. You know, they want us to let anybody do whatever they want. And you know, we don't do that. We're very outspoken. But I'm going to watch it from now on. It's, but I haven't seen so much of it in my area. And yes, I live in California, but I do live in a small town. And I've found that it is very respectful towards me. I don't know if it's because I'm so charming, you know, my aura comes across. I will tell you, this was years ago when I was doing Uber, like 2017 or 18. Driving for Uber, you're constantly filling up. And if I'm constantly, the whole day spent driving back and forth from Davis to Sacramento and back, there are certain gas stations, I just get in the habit, I want to make friends with the people at the gas stations. They're very helpful. Honestly, when they had their bathrooms closed at this one place, I was there every day or every other day filling up. And I went, oh, your bathrooms are closed. And he goes, no, we have the ones for the truck drivers outside, the shower rooms and the bathrooms. Let me open it up for you. And he did. So it does pay to always go to the same place, build a relationship with them. So this gas station that I'm talking about is in Sacramento. Like I said, about 2017. And I would go in all the time. It was run and I think owned by people from India. Very nice, you know, always very nice. I never had any problems there. But I would go in and there was this woman in the back. She was cooking. I think she was the mother, you know. It was a pretty big gas station. So I think it was the mother. I'm just guessing. And she would stare at me as I would come in. And I'd go, you know, I'd just think, well, I wonder why. You know, it didn't bother me so much. I just thought it was very curious. She wasn't mean looking, or she just kept looking at me. And one day, I went in, and they weren't busy, and she was talking, I'm going to assume her husband, at the cash register, and I came in, and she goes, excuse me, can I ask you something? And I said, sure. And she goes, can I touch you? I said, excuse me? She goes, can I touch your arm? She goes, your aura is so gentle and kind, and I just want to get some of it from you into me, some of your aura. And I'm thinking, I don't think the word aura was the correct one. I mean, this has been a long time ago, almost 10 years. But it just stood out to me that someone would just want to touch my arm just to get some of my aura. So from that, where I'm going with all of this is it my aura that they're opening up the doors for me? They see this aura or whatever it is that's circling me, and they go, we need to open that door. What do you think it is? I don't really know. But I do know that most people are respectful. I've had incidents where they haven't been. But lately, I would say the last year, I've noticed a lot of different changes. Lately, because everybody's talking about the disrespect, I'm paying more and more attention. Before, I don't think I would pay attention to whether I open the door or not. Every time someone opens the door for me, I'm so grateful. And I make sure I thank them very graciously. Because it's so kind of them to do. They don't have to do that. They don't have to open my door for me. That's just, oh, my hair is such a mess. That's just a consideration. And I appreciate it because I think it's very kind, and I think you need to thank someone for their kindness when they do that. So yeah, I just thought I'd talk just a few minutes about this. There's been other instances where people have asked me if they could stand by me, you know, and not really touch. You know, I think she's the only one who's ever asked me to, can she touch me? She was very sweet. She was very sweet. I never understood it. And I don't think she spoke enough English to really make her point across. I assumed it was aura, the word she was using, but who knows? You know, my memory starting to give way on me. So I thought I would just tell you about that and make a good video. I do see a lot of respect, particularly from the young people. Not all of them, no, but I see a lot, so I do want to put that out there as well. You know, I'm sitting on a street, so you're going to hear everything, okay? You're going to hear everything. I do want to say a couple of final things before I end this video. It doesn't take anything from you to be kind. It doesn't take anything from you to acknowledge other people. It doesn't take anything at all to be nice to somebody. Even if they're walking down the street, you know, oh, I love your shirt. It doesn't take anything to make someone feel better about their day. You never know what kind of day they're having. So being nice and kind to someone could have made their day. It doesn't take anything at all. I don't know where this camera is. This is a new phone. I don't know where the camera is. I don't see it. But anyway, sorry, I got distracted. Sorry. That's an old person thing. It doesn't take anything from us to do something for someone else. Just a kind word, a gesture. I just feel that we should be grateful that we're here on earth and that we do have people around us. I enjoy people. I do get overwhelmed by them, okay? I'm not gonna say I haven't. And I do react to them. And sometimes not nicely. Sometimes I'm really gruff. Not mean, but gruff, you know, because I have some expectations and people don't know my expectations. They don't know maybe I'm feeling overwhelmed. They don't know maybe I'm having a bad day. So I always have to, you know, I think you do too, watch that and respond in a correct manner. And I try never to take anything out on somebody on the phone when I'm going to call and complain. I think the only way I manage that is when I'm filing a complaint with somebody and trying to get something straightened out, I keep a smile on my face, which keeps my tone of voice, my anger, everything, I just keep smiling. And for whatever reason, it works. You really do act better when you're smiling than when you're angry. And when I'm angry, I become very quiet and I walk away. I do not want to regret words I've said in anger. I don't want that. That's not a good thing. And I hope that I control that always. Well, I'm going to thank you for watching me, this little old lady, on YouTube. Just the talking head. Here I am. Thank you for watching. Please share. It really helps. Like and subscribe. And I'll see you next time.